Hello, hello, and welcome to Shatter Our Souls with Novaria. Now, today we are tackling the Tollbooth time trials of Blacklist number 6 in Need for Speed Most Wanted, Ming. Now, last time we did tackle Ming's milestone challenges, including but not limited to the photo radar tickets as well as the pursuit challenges to great effect. So, today it's all about speed. And perhaps a little bit of Groundhog Day near the end of this. I promise it'll make sense in a few moments here. Now, aside from being late for work and having to fly across the entire city at 130 miles an hour, I've also been stuck in traffic for the last 6 hours of my day and really just want to let loose and go high speed. And while I love the idea of having the need for speed, I highly suggest not doing so in real life. Go for a video game, guys. I promise it'll fulfill your need and also possibly save your life in the process. Well, I'll fulfill most of that need anyways. Anywho, first toll booth is down. And now we got ourselves some friends to join in. These guys are great because of their flashing lights and following at high speeds in a 30 zone. It kind of makes them look ridiculous, but be that as it may. Now, as has been the trend of this entire well, it's getting to be a bit more than a mini-series now, we are tackling this with only the Lexus LS300. LSIS, correct me which version of it is, because I only know the car through this game. This specific vehicle that I'm using has currently a for a max top speed of 186 miles per hour, which cannot be improved through the use of virtually anything at this point. It will maintain this 186 probably until after beating Blacklist number 3. I say this because I've been doing a bit of extra recording today, and no setup I have found has been able to crack that 186 milestone for a while now. So, it's at this point that I need to start relying on other things to get this car to its absolute best. And what that's going to be at this point is utilizing the handling on this vehicle to its fullest. This car can make tight turns better than about, I want to say, 75% of the vehicles in this game, police included. Utilizing its mobility, specifically its handling, is going to be the name of the game for the rest of the game, most likely. And it is going to be difficult going forward to get certain milestones and certain toll booth time trials, just as a result of its lower top speed. Yeah. Anyway, we're almost to work here. We just gotta get these guys off our back, right? I promise I'm a better driver in real life. Tuck and roll, tuck and roll. And okay. They're not stopping. No, you're not getting around me. They're not blocking me off. Oh, wow. And he hit the wall. Does that technically count as a KO? I feel like it should, but I don't know. Maybe. What I do know is that this scaffolding makes a very nice pursuit breaker. 2? That's it? 2? Ugh. It's gonna be rough if that keeps up. Anywho, these guys are probably gonna be fairly easy to take down today. Assuming that they drive in a straight line, which seems to be very difficult for them today. Oh, it's a 50 zone! I'm only going 40, 50 miles. I'm double the speed limit. And ignoring all signage and whatnot. But it's perfectly fine, I promise. Nobody's gonna get hurt, except these guys blocking the road ahead of me. And half of that is done by each other. Oh, they even got the Kappa Choppa. Delightful. Yeah, okay, so maybe I got myself a little bit too deep in this potential problem. You know, I gotta say I admire the police of Rockport. They do more in Rockport than virtually any other real-life situation that I have ever seen. And it kind of reminds me of, what was it? O.J. Simpson, I think it was? Yeah. Was getting chased by like 30 police vehicles off the highway and messing with all of them. I don't know. That's kind of what this feels like. Anywho. We're probably gonna run this, oh, nope. Get off the vehicle. There we go. The chopper's running out of gas. So, that's out of our hair. Now it's just to get rid of the last 2 drivers. I know the best place to do that. Wrong kind of driver for this location, apparently. How was I supposed to know they were talking about some dick, not a vehicle? No driving in sand. That's just a recipe for disaster. Anywho. They're not chasing me, so I guess let's just go back to the clubhouse and enjoy a cooldown spot. They're the type of bunker you don't want, those filled with sand, and the type of bunker you do want, those that are covered and free from police eyes. Anywho, going into our second race, a little bit of a false start there. We're changing up the vehicle. This vehicle was originally my purple Lexus, but at the request of one of my people who was with me today, it's been swapped to black. It kept the same vinyl though, if that makes any difference. But from here it's gonna be 2 quick races, probably. Maybe 3, depending on how things go. A little bit more of a scenic cruise today. I think. Ooh. That timer's a little tight today. 3 seconds. Oofty. Yeah, 186, 187 is the car's top speed. And as I said, not even NOS is going to fix that. So, we kind of have the upper parameters of the car set. 7, 6, 5. Okay, we gained 2 seconds that section. Like, hello, cat. Anyway. Like, easy, relaxing Wednesday drive, I guess. Technically, it's Friday here, but... nice, relaxing Wednesday drive. don't really have anything, ouch, super spectacular to mention as far as this goes. It's all about consistency right now. Oh, that and maybe talking about the national bird of Rockport, that being the crane. They're absolutely everywhere. Anyways, I've always enjoyed this little section here, but I've always found it kind of pointless. Because the road on the left is significantly larger or farther than the road on the right. So to take the road on the right is consistently to the player's detriment, and it's almost always broken up that way. Which isn't the end of the world, but it is something notable. A lot of the split routes are very close in distance, but that one specifically is kind of ridiculously out of sorts. Anywho, with that, round 2 is completed, and we get to head into round 3. And it looks like we're going to go up Chase Road. Kind of a poorly planned road structure if everybody's, driving up Chase Road. But then again, the police in this city are very much interested in chasing, so maybe that's just how they like it. 10-second time bonus off the first of our toll booths. Ow. That's a wall there. I almost I don't know really how to do the math on it, but technically, because the car stops virtually instantly in its tracks, that would mean that this poor driver, if they ran into a wall, would go from 160-ish miles an hour down to 0 in less than a tenth of a second. Effectively, poor guy, if they run into the wall, is not a human anymore. They're pudding. Ow. Speaking of pudding. Because I don't even think jet pilots could handle that kind of G-force. Yep, and I lost 4 seconds on that segment, so that tells me that running into the wall definitely was not healthy for me. Anywho, pretty good I have to go the long way. It is blasphemy. This should not happen. Never. So, I feel like this is kind of a silly statement, but how many people do we actually think drive like this to get to work or wherever they need to go on a daily basis? Because to me, it makes absolutely no sense. But technically, there are people who probably do. But it seems way too risky for my interests or needs. But, I suppose Toretto would drive like that. Ow, that's a wall. Who would have thunk it? Anyways. Pretty simplistic batch of races today, putting us at 3 wins, 0 losses, at least I'm assuming, for the first race video dealing with Ming. But don't worry, because we're about ready to experience the luxurious lifestyle of Groundhog Day. Now, for those who have watched the movie Groundhog Day, basically, it's a time loop. The entire thing is about how Bill Murray's character is stuck, and he can't get out of a situation without doing everything perfectly. So, for today's test of Groundhog Day, we have the one and only drag race in this segment, or rather in this tier of races. And, yeah, as soon as we hit something, we wake up back at the starting line as if nothing ever happened. And we learn from our mistakes. Mistake 1 has been avoided. Technically. What I like about this particular game mode is that if you make a mistake, you are instantly punished for it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're done. But the issue that I have with this particular game mode is that the characters in-game are often treated differently than you, the player, are. In that you have to fight for every inch in this race. And everything that can go wrong in these races, do. Now, that's not to say it's the end of the world, but it is something to note. And with this, I believe we finally figured out all of their tricks for this race, I hope. So, I'm just gonna say this early. If you like what you see, drop a like, leave a subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Until then, I hope you have a good one. Well, that would have been embarrassing if I would have messed it up in the last second. Have a good one.